Question: who's in the mood to talk about food, especially with Steve Young 74 backstage? We'll be right back in a minute. Hey, Steve, how are you?
I'm good. How are you this morning? This
Oh, very,
afternoon?
very good.
You
It
know,
doesn't matter.
it's
They
too
listen
early in
at
the
all
morning for me
hours.
too.
Thank you so much for being here, Steve. For those who don't know, this is Steve Young from the Steve Young 74 channel. Steve Young has his own wonderful channel every single Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern. He has the Recipe Tuesday show. Yes, I have a frog in my throat. Please forgive me. And every single week he has wonderful recipe ideas. And I strongly suggest you check them out. Steve, I'm going to put me on solo a minute, then we'll come right back again. Okay. All right. So yesterday, actually this morning's upload, to be specific, you heard me talking out of a strawberry shortcake. But I was talking about many things. One of the things I was talking about were store brand items that I personally, Janet, don't mind using, because I used to be extremely brand loyal, and I mean like brand loyal. Now there are times and there are times. There are times that the store brand is totally fine. In fact, I encourage the use of it. But there are times, well, let's talk about this further with Steve Young, about where you may reconsider and go for the gold, as I call it. Steve, what recipe do you highly recommend using the real deal ingredient?
That's easy. Banana pudding. No, banana pudding. Feel free to go ahead, make a banana pudding. I know some people don't like vanilla wafers in theirs. I've had it that way, and it's not too bad. Sometimes I don't want the texture there, but um, make banana pudding. Don't use Nabisco brand vanilla wafers. You will be sorry. You will regret it unless you don't mind that bottom of the line, get what you pay for texture. I made one time a couple of years back, I made banana pudding. I was at a Save a Lot and I could not locate Nabisco brand. So I bought some off brand, might have been Murray or I don't remember what it was. So I got it and I made banana pudding with it. I didn't care for the texture of it. I actually wound up throwing away about a third of it. That's how bad it was. So if you want to make banana pudding, by all means, and I urge you, and this is because I've made it many, many times, stick with vanilla wafer if you want a cookie in it. So don't don't cut corners on that one, and I wouldn't just be saying it.
No, no. I actually, Steve, I have a fairly good memory. And it kind of, this was a few years ago that that happened to you. I remember when it happened to you, you were absolutely so disappointed in the turnout when, when you swapped out those other cookies, because you had no choice when they ran out of it. That, wasn't on you. And you tried to, work with that. It just wasn't the same.
No, it was 2 years ago. It was May, well, a little more actually. It was May of 2020 when I made that. I had also made a pan of my uh, baked ziti, which that turned out pretty good as well. But do not, I'm telling you, people, and I have to tell you, don't slip up and use a cheap vanilla wafer. I don't know what it is about that particular recipe. If you're going to use vanilla wafers, by all means, and I'm almost begging you guys, not quite, use Nabisco brand. There's something about the way the Nabisco cookie is put together, the flavor of it, it just seems to work very well with the banana pudding. And that recipe is not hard to be uh, gotten if you ever want to try it. It's usually found on the side of the box or on the back, or you can just go online, go to Google, and just type in Nilla wafer banana pudding, tap, and it'll usually pop up. I myself, I've been making the recipe since my birthday of 2003. I knew about it prior to that, but I held out because that was a birthday gift to myself because I had the opportunity to make it from scratch, to make it, and usually on a recipe, I'll make it according to the way the recipe reads. But that second, maybe third time, I'm looking at different ways to modify the recipe. For example, why do you need that extra sugar that it calls for? The banana itself is sweet enough. So
True.
I cut back on the sugar, and I did a recipe Tuesday about banana pudding. Matter of fact, it's my first one that I put up um, probably about a year ago or so now. But I cut back on the sugar. I bump the egg not the egg yolk, yes, a little more because I like a little bit more of a richer taste. I like the French vanilla. And instead of me using flour as a thickener, I've opted and decided to use cornstarch. Cornstarch is something you can use in just about anything. If you have a recipe that you're making, but the content is too thin, add some cornstarch to it. Cornstarch will thicken your recipe. I know flour will as well, but I like the way cornstarch is because it does not leave any type of residue or any type of you know flour has been known to leave a little bit of a slight taste. Cornstarch will not.
It is a silky feel. I agree with you. Get a load of this, Steve. A few years back, since we're on the subject of food in general, there was a show about people trying to lose 5 pounds on one of those major food type networks.
Hmm.
And this was so interesting, Steve. The person, I wish I had the exact recipe. The person was making a fake out of Alfredo sauce. Now, we know that Alfredo sauce is a rich, thick, creamy, and unfortunately high calorie sauce. So, what this person did, they were actually using, it was either skim or low fat milk with cornstarch as part of the thickening agent, and they entered a little bit of salt, pepper, and I think Parmesan cheese. And it was the calories were like slashed down. It appeared exactly looking like regular Alfredo sauce, but working with cornstarch, which was like a miracle thickener.
Hmm.
And it's
Hmm.
so affordable. You make a really good point about the cornstarch.
Well, it's yes, I do, and it's funny that you mention a Alfredo recipe because I did one of those on a recipe Tuesday.
Yum.
And you don't and it does not involve the cornstarch and all of that. It does involve, I think, half and half. Um, you know, let's see, I believe you have a little bit of milk, you have butter. Anyway, you make the recipe, and bottom line is when you shut it off, you can add pepper, garlic, you can doctor it up however you like. And like I said, the recipe's there. It's not that long, but as you cook it, you want to bring it to a very light boil when everything dissolves. Shut it off, set it on the back burner. The recipe itself will slightly thicken on its own. You don't have to put. I don't understand. I mean, you could, but I really don't understand the logic behind having to use cornstarch in Alfredo. I mean,
Well, they used it in that case for the diet, replacing the cream. There was no cream in this one. They used regular, like very thin milk, no cream for calorie reduction. And they, in that case, it worked out. It looked unbelievable. It just like was incredible. I mean, I didn't taste it. I have no idea. But I would imagine that that probably would work. The cornstarch is such a great idea. Steve, you had shown me, we were talking about hot chocolate for the viewers. And to me, some hot chocolates went a little bit, in my opinion, slightly downhill, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Some just don't taste as chocolatey, but you had shown me something earlier today. What was that brand? And you had a little trick to work
Oh, I
with.
got it. Well, I got this at Amazon. Whenever, remember when I did my Amazon haul when I got a bunch of different things. So I don't mind revisiting. It is made by Nestle. It's called Abuletta.
Oh, yeah.
I've only drank it a couple of times, but it's pretty good. It's not, because I also have this one. This has always been my go-to, the dark chocolate.
Right, right. Oh, that is, that's so good.
That's probably the next best thing to actually making it on the stove the old-fashioned way. But this one, coming back to the Abuletta, is it's more chocolatey than the basic milk chocolate, hot chocolate, but not quite the dark chocolate. It's kind of in the middle. That's the type of taste I get from this.
Yes.
But
The reason I chuckled before was the one that I had to acquire a taste for. Oh my word.
I have that here too. When I think I did a taste test on, I can't recall, but
Yeah, do me a favor, Steve. Keep that pose up in the air because it's going to be for a screenshot.
oh, you want to? That's fine here.
Thanks, YouTube. Thank you. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Steve, tell the story of me and you when it comes to the flavor of that drink. What did I not do that you did?
Well, if I remember correctly, when you um, did your taste test, you it took about 3 or 4 sips, if I recall, for you, but we both see eye to eye. It does kind of have a butterscotch kind of feel to it. It has that flavor.
Yes.
You don't really notice caramel. To me, I'm
No.
noticing more of a butterscotch,
Yes.
like a slight hint, like a slight, not overkill.
No.
Um, but it's not bad. I only paid $1.69 for the box. So
I know it's forever on sale. That specific one, I think no matter where you buy it, it seems to be the lowest cost one. Steve, you just loved it right away, is my
I did.
impression. Yeah. Me, you see me on the video going,
Yeah,
well,
you
I
had
was
to.
wishy washy. But Steve, I owe an apology to the viewers. You know why? Guess who kept buying it more and more?
You,
Because I fell in love with it. I wanted Steve to say it. Thank you.
yeah. Usually, in the case of when something is lower cost than the other stuff, you know, a lot of the time it can also mean that it's an item that nobody wants. It's an item that's not sold very much.
Yeah.
But you would think lowering the price would cause you to move the item quicker because $1.69 versus 2.40. It
Good
doesn't sound like
point.
a lot. 71 cents is 71 cents, but no, the salted caramel, if anybody out there wants to give it a try, like I said, I ordered mine through Amazon, but if you don't want to get it there, I'm sure you can pick it up in a grocery store. Um, you
I
know,
fell in love with it. At first, I was like, no, no, no. I said, oh, I'll do a follow up saying I acquired a taste for it. And then I got into my gazillion other subjects. I meant to do a follow up, so I'm going to publicly state I fell in love with. Could you show the box again, Steve? I fell in love with this box,
yeah.
this flavor, salted caramel. You would never know it. Thank you, Steve. From that first taste, I was like, no, 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 no. It was literally acquired. It was acquired. You know what, Steve? You're raising a good point. Maybe it's initially a slow sell, But that could be to your advantage for those who really like it. You could stock up and save. Look at our air fryers. Difference in color. A difference in color saved me
That
money.
won't matter. Right. Yeah, the one that you have, the Dash Aqua air fryer, and I'm just going to tell the story. This was before you had gotten Amazon Prime. I already had Prime,
Okay.
and you were wanting an air fryer, so I helped you get it. You know, I ordered it for you. I had it
Yeah, I
sent.
wanted the best price.
Right, I sent it. I had it sent to your apartment. You know where you live, and well, yeah, you got your air fryer all right. But at the time that I ordered it, somehow two orders went through.
Yeah, they
So we
messed
had a
up.
little bit of a time between you and I to get that second air fryer sent back to Amazon in order for me to get credited back.
Nightmare.
Yeah, and that wasn't my fault because when I
No.
ordered that air fryer for you at $39.99 or whatever the price was, they were down to very low quantity because it was like one or two, maybe three left. So I got one in for you, and then as you got to using it, you bought it. You've had it since about July of last year. Then finally in September, I broke down and got mine.
Oh, Steve,
Mine,
I got to correct you on this one little point.
what
It's 2 years now.
has it? Was it July of 20?
Imagine.
Wow.
I don't mean to correct you, but it really was 2 years. I can't even believe it. Yeah.
Then I must have gotten mine. Okay. Then I must have gotten mine last year because I know I've only had mine about a year coming up.
Right.
And I love my air fryer. I still want to expand out and learn to make other things with it. I know people have gone and made hamburgers and things like that with it. I have not attempted that as of yet. Um, I know people have done like boneless wings, frozen. They stick in there. I mean, you can pretty much cook whatever you want in it because it's really nothing more than a small oven when you
Yes.
break down the way it works. You've got your heat dial that you set, and you have your timer. That's it.
I'm telling you.
It's very the ones that we have, and I think one of our subscribers that you and I both have just recently purchased an air fryer like the one you have. You know who you are. I would call him out by name, but
No, no, I understand.
he has one, and and I and I just recently heard in a video that he found or acquired an air fryer cookbook at a Goodwill for 75 cents.
Wow.
So that
Wow.
right there opens up doors for him. Now, all he's got to do whenever he gets in the mood or wants to attempt making a certain dish or item, it's right there. It tells you specifically how to do it.
Amazing. And can I tell you something? This is how I know about the multiple summers because it got me through two. We recently had a very bad heat wave. It just recently broke. It was awful. The last thing I felt like doing was turning on an oven. But sometimes you want real food. Air fryer or slow cooker, the answer doesn't throw off heat. Air fryer. I mean, I was like, I could air fry my hamburger. Uh, Steve, what's one of your favorite things that you buy sometimes? You keep it in your fridge and pop it in the air fryer, and it comes out almost like identical.
Well, actually, I've got it's three things. Two come from the same vegetable. I do like to do tater tots. I like to do French fries. They come out really good. Although with the tater tots and the French fries, I like to cook it about halfway. Pull my basket out, and shift back and forth about 4 or 5 times. Stick it back in, and then go the rest of the way. French fries, tater tots. Now, if you revert back to a Sam's Club video that I did, you'll see that I had a box of egg rolls in the top part of the cart. I've gone back and bought a second box.
Wow.
Those you put in the air fryer for about 12 minutes. I usually do about 2 or 3 at a time. To me, those turn out every bit as good as what you would get in a Chinese restaurant.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
There was another item that I know my sister always pushed the
Pizza.
envelope. Yay!
Okay. All right, pizza, if you put it in the air fryer, I usually do that for like 250, 275, and I'll put it on for about 4.5 minutes, maybe 5 at the most. You got to watch it. And to me, it gives the pizza a little bit more of a depth to it. To me, it makes it more crispy. Um, and you can have, even, I'm pretty sure even with a frozen one like DiGiorno or Fruscetta or Red Baron or whatever brand frozen pizza you like to make, um, you could probably take a slice, stick it in there using my method. But it gives it a little bit more of a, like I said, it gives it a little bit more of a pizzeria type feel.
That's wonderful. Crispy. A little bit of crisp.
It does.
Steve, is there anything else you'd like to add? By the way, before Steve adds anything, don't forget to subscribe to his channel first so you don't forget, and press notification so that you're going to know that tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., Steve has his Recipe Tuesday show. Love your stuff every week. Look forward to it. And not only that, he has a Thursday afternoon show. And not only that, many times I pop on a Saturday. Just saying, just saying. Now
Yeah.
you wanted to add something. Go ahead.
No, what I was about to mention is when it comes to you and I doing Saturdays, they're so used to you and I being there, you know, like whenever they see us like on a Thursday or something, it's like, wait a minute, Jan is here on a Thursday, because they're so used to seeing you on a Saturday. There have been times you have slipped in on a Thursday, but yeah, you and I usually have a Saturday afternoon chat that everybody out there loves to see the two of us. So,
And we love them.
That's right.
I think
No,
you're going to say something else.
No, not really.
Okay.
Like
All
I
right.
said, if please like and subscribe. Please come over to my channel. Like I said,
Definitely.
I'll have a recipe Tuesday coming up tomorrow. It's going to be a nice recipe. It's a recipe that I've done before, but it's going to be a little bit different.
A little bit of a different twist on a good recipe. There you go.
Pretty much, yeah, to put it in simple terms.
So you know what we're going to do? We're going to step away 1 second as a reminder and come back, and we'll give you a wave. Be right back. Have an amazing, fantastic remainder of your day. Go to Steve's channel tomorrow. Thanks, Steve. Bye-bye, everybody.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.